What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So yesterday we talked about the Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko fight. It was nice to read some of your opinions, but today there's a conversation that I wanted to talk about, and that conversation specifically is about the GOAT, Jon Jones. And then also I did want to talk about Alexander Volkanovski. So let's get into it. Jon Jones is arguably, and when people say arguably, I feel like what that really means is like pretty much they are, but he is the GOAT in my opinion, and I feel like that term is used way too often in the UFC and also sports in general. It's like there's not multiple greatest of all time. It's like there's one, right? And I think people are deserving of that if they reach that title. And Jon Jones has proven not only once, not twice, but over the years, I believe since 2015, he's essentially undefeated. Now, what I think about Jon Jones, and it's very controversial, obviously, with, you know, the whole drug testing, is do we allow that to tarnish, right, the greatness of Jon Jones, to take away from, you know, the fights with Daniel Cormier, take away Alexander Gustafsson, however you say it, Rampage Jackson, all of these really championship fighters that he has dominated, do take that away because of it? I think if we talk about legacy and what people remember, I think obviously that will always be an image in the back of their head. But I think when you look at his performances, I think the guy is so dominant, and I think regardless if you were to even take steroids, right? If you were to even take steroids, that would not alter his type of performance. You would not be able to have not only just the skill and talk about the IQ. I think when people think of Jon Jones, not only is he so dominant, but his fight IQ is above so many other people. Now, the reason why I want to talk about Jon Jones is he's kind of in this position right now where we don't really know who he's going to fight after Stipe Miocic, right? Now, if he beats Stipe, I feel like you can't argue. There's not going to be any more people that can argue that he is not the GOAT, right? There's no one that you'll be able to be like, no, this person's better. Jon Jones has not only shown over the amount of time that he's been champion, but just like to defeat who before was arguably the best heavyweight champion of all time, Stipe, man, that would be crazy. Now, the Stipe fight obviously coming up, it's going to be very interesting. We've seen Stipe Miocic. Doesn't matter who he's going up against. The guy's a brawler. He's very smart. One of the most beautiful performances that I've ever seen was when he fought Daniel Cormier and found where to hit him to essentially win the fight, hitting him with that body shot. Now, it's going to be interesting. Stipe is a really great fighter, great wrestling, honestly great boxing, good movement, very durable. But when you have someone like Jon Jones, you have to expect the best from Jon Jones. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's just going to be a very like interesting fight moving forward. But what I do want to talk about is what happens after, right? I know like typically we don't want to think too far ahead, but someone like Jon Jones, it's okay to think ahead, right? What's going to happen after if he beats Stipe? Who does he verse? Like, I don't think there's anyone in the division, truthfully, that I think warrants to even fight Jon Jones in the division. Like, honestly, he's wiped everyone out. I know he's now in a new division. He's in the heavyweight, but like, who does he really go up against? It doesn't feel like anyone currently right now besides Stipe to be like, I think Jon Jones should fight this person. Cyril Gane obviously had a great performance, but like, dude, he got submitted first round. Like, it doesn't warrant it. And I think what's upsetting is, you know, there's always the what ifs. What if Francis Ngannou was still in the UFC? What if you were to fight him? That would be great, but that doesn't seem like Dana White is ever gonna, you know, choose to do that unless it comes down to money, right? Because obviously at the end of the day, it's a business. Let me know what you guys think about Jon Jones. Next, I want to talk about Alexander the Great, Alexander Volkanovski. Man, what a great champion he is. Now, I do want to preface this. I was and I still am, I'm a really big Max Holloway fan. I love Max Holloway. I love what he represents. I love the type of fighter that he is outside of the octagon, when he's in the octagon. So many iconic moments. But they've never been knocked down, truthfully, never been knocked out But Alexander Volkanovski, coming back from a rugby background where that dude was well over 200 something pounds, to now being such a dominant champion, he is, all I can really say is he's just dominant. You watch any one of his fights, his wrestling, his boxing, his IQ. I mean, this guy is honestly at the top for a reason. And it's tough because someone like Max Holloway is still taking out people in division, but then it's like Max Holloway on paper has lost twice. I would argue one fight was very close. The other definitely was more dominant for Alexander. But the thing is, it's like, who is next? I feel like there's just this constant topic when like someone is so dominant, who do they go up against next? And you know, I'm never gonna say any of them could lose. John Jones could lose. Alexander could lose, because we just saw what happened with Izzy, right? But it's just gonna be interesting moving forward, like what's gonna happen. I really wish the UFC was able to find a way to fight champions from other divisions, kind of like when WWE would go up against like TNA or ECW, right? I feel like that'd be so cool to go up against different organizations and be like, the UFC is better than them because our fighters beat you guys, right? I feel like that would be so cool. But man, what an exciting time for the UFC. We have some really great champions. Division seems pretty strong. We've lost some legends along the way, but really great to see some champions that have remained so dominant so far. And it's just going to be interesting to see what happens within the next few years, if they stay champion or if not. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm really enjoying making this UFC content. Hope you guys are too. We've seen a lot of comments, so thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.